So you want to create this cool diamond ice-like texture. Hey guys, welcome back to TutsByKai. I'm Kai, and today we are back in Blender once again, taking a look at how to create this cool diamond ice-like material. If you see here, I have Suzanne and a couple of cubes, a couple of default cubes behind Suzanne's head here. If I pan around, you can see this material is very, very cool. It's the same exact material that the cube and Suzanne have. It's just obviously the Suzanne is blue and the cubes are gray. So it's a very, very cool material, and I really wanted to go over how I created it. And by the way, before we get started, this image right here will be on ArtStation. If you want to go check out the full image, I will leave the link down in the description. Definitely go check it out. It looks really, really cool, and I love making this material. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to save this, and we're going to start up a new scene here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of default cube. I'm sorry, default cube. And then we're going to go ahead and hit Shift A to add in our monkey head. And I'm actually going to get rid of our camera too, because we don't need that for this tutorial. I'm going to select our lamp, and our lamp is going to be an area lamp. I'm going to move it over a little bit by hitting G, then RZ to rotate it to face Suzanne a bit better. We'll change the shape from rectangle to a square, and we'll change the size up to about right there. We'll go over to rendered viewport changing so I can see what I'm doing a bit better. And I think that looks good right there. There we go. So I want to get an angle that looks pretty good, which I think is about right there. I'll go ahead and hit this overlays off because that bugs me. I'll go to the world tab and change the color to solid black. Now we have our monkey. I'm going to go to the material tab and select this material that we have here, obviously. Change the base color to a nice blue, something like that. Make sure it's all the way on white. And we're starting off so good. So far, so good. I want to duplicate our lamp, though, so let me turn all that back on. Select our lamp, hit Shift-D, move it on down here, double-tap R to rotate freely, and we'll get a little bit of a backlight, R-Z-G to move it. There we go. Looking pretty good. So, we'll go back to the rendered tab, which looks with the rendered shading, which looks great. Now we're cooking. We're cooking with fire now, guys. We're going to go ahead and split my window into two by dragging this little corner over to the right. I'll change the left-hand side to the shader editor, also known as the node editor. And let me just make that a little bit bigger. We can get rid of this too because we don't need, no. There we go. Hit T to get rid of that, by the way. We can select our monkey, and we have the principled BSDF shader here, which is a beautiful, beautiful shader, which is great to use specifically for this because we use a lot of these different things here. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I'm going to turn the metallic all the way up, the specular all the way up, the roughness all the way down, since this is pretty stylistic anyway. We don't need it to be real. Sheen all the way up, sheen tint all the way up, clear coat all the way up, and clear coat roughness all the way down. Sorry. There we go. So we have a lot of sliders here. We just turned all the way up to 100%, and some we turned down. I'm going to go ahead, and actually we can turn specular tint all the way up too. So it looks pretty good. There we go. So now we're all set. I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift A to add in a Voronoi texture. So that was just Shift A, then search for Voronoi. I'm going to go ahead and drag this over here and hook up the color into the metallic. There's so many different outputs we can put this into, but I think we're just going to do color to metallic for today. So I hooked the color up into the metallic, and now you can see we have something that's looking pretty cool. I want to go ahead and let me add a modifier, subdivision surface now. So that was modifier tab, add modifier, subdivision surface. We'll go ahead and change the view all the way up. We might as well just go, no, not all the way. No. We'll go to 3. Yeah, we'll go to 3 for the time being. That looks fine for now. You know what? Let's just go all the way up. Yeah, why not? Just do it. My computer's tough. I can take it. We'll go ahead and go all the way up to 6, and the quality all the way up as well. Looking good so far. Now you can see we have a really smooth thing going on here. But if you can see it quite prominently on the top. We have this Voronoi working well here. So that looks pretty good. You know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm actually gonna turn this down. Yeah, I'm being silly. There we go. So we have this nice Voronoi texture up here, as you can see. That we can change the scale to. That looks pretty cool by itself, actually. We're going to go ahead and try and get something that looks pretty good, somewhere around there, I suppose. I do want to change this from intensity to cells. That's the big key here. I want to also make sure our shading is on smooth, so object, shade, smooth, and now we're looking a bit better. You can see, if I hook this up into the color, you can see it a bit easier. There we go. You can see how we have these really cool, let me turn the roughness up. You see how we have these really cool chunk blocks, which is what we're going for. I'm going to turn the scale down a little bit more, and I'm going to change this from closest to second closest to get a more diamond looking effect like that. We'll change the scale down a little bit more, something like that. Yeah. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'll change the color of the Voronoi back from the color of the principal back to metallic. That looks pretty good. But you know what? Instead of metallic, let's not do metallic. Let's plug this into the roughness here, and let's turn the roughness back down to 0, and then we'll plug this into the roughness. Yeah, there we go. So what we're gonna do so far, what we have so far, is this really nice looking monkey where when we turn, we have this cool looking effect. You know, it looks kind of like a diamond, kind of, you know, looks pretty neat and stylistic, but we can take this a bit further. So we'll go ahead and hit Shift A once again to add in a noise texture. This noise texture will be hooked up into the normal of the normal of the principal BSDF shader. So we're getting something that looks pretty cool now, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the scale of the noise up just a wee bit, something like that, and I'll also turn the detail up to somewhere around 16-ish, maybe the distortion just a little bit, something like that, 0.6 maybe. And now we have that super cool looking phasing, magic looking, diamond, icy kind of effect that we have right here when I pan back and forth. So that looks pretty cool by itself. What I'm going to do now is I'll go ahead and turn, I want a little bit more of scale on there. Yeah, I think that maybe we'll go third closest instead of second closest. Yeah, we'll do third closest, definitely looks best. So we'll go third closest right there, feature output. That looks cool. So I think that's looking good. There's so many more things we could do, but I love this material because it's so simple. The thing that's going to push this over the edge is, let me actually go ahead and grab both of these lights in the collection. We'll hold down Shift to select both of them, and we'll just double tap double tap R, sorry, and get a nice looking rotation. Let's turn overlays back on, something like that maybe, and we'll move this one over, and maybe we'll turn the scale down, and maybe the intensity, we'll duplicate it, hit Shift D, move it over just a little bit, hit Shift D, move it over just a little bit. I want a little more light, maybe not that much light. That's a lot of light. Okay, that looks fine. Yeah, that looks fine the way it is right there. So that looks pretty cool. Now we can go ahead and we can pan around. You can see we have that nice diamond ice-like effect going on, which looks really pretty sweet. But like I said, the thing that's going to push this over the top is, let me get rid of that because we need it. Let's go ahead and turn this from Catmull Clark to simple, and now we have that really chunky block-like effect, which makes this look even better. I think that scale on the Voronoi texture is a bit too high. I don't like all those pieces in there, so let's go ahead and open this up again. I did in fact need it again. We'll go ahead and turn the scale down. I want it to be a little chunkier. Yeah. Okay, that looks much better. I like it. I like it. And now, of course, I'll go ahead and really quickly, I'll just add in a camera. 0, GZZ. Yeah, there we go. And we'll go to the render tab here, the scene tab, and turn on a little bit of bloom, because that always looks cool. We'll turn the threshold down a little bit, the intensity up. That looks good. Looks good to me. Yeah, I like it a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of Suzanne with a little bit of diamond. Ooh, that's really big. All right, let's do that. All right, that is much better. Okay. That was way too big. All right, so we have this really cool diamond-like ice material here, which I just absolutely love making. It's one of the coolest things ever. If you've ever played Rainbow Six Siege, the video game, it looks a lot like the black ice skin that they have in that game, so that's pretty cool as well. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Like I said, go ahead and check out the full image on ArtStation. Link will be in the description. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial, but until then, bye-bye.